Okay, so get this. We've got a deep dive today about a flight attendant's first day on the job.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, her name is Anna, and let me tell you, her experience is a wild ride.
I bet.
From start to finish, it is.
Uh,
And, I'm guessing you've probably flown a time or two yourself, right?
oh, yeah, definitely.
Ever wonder what's really going on behind the scenes?
Like beyond the drink service.
Yeah, exactly. Beyond the beverage service and, those safety demonstrations.
Yeah.
What's really going on
Right.
back there?
Well, in this case, we've got Anna's account, and it's really a fascinating look at all the stuff that goes on.
Yeah.
All the kind of emotional and logistical complexities of customer service in this unique environment.
Right.
And you see, this isn't just a chaotic day.
Oh, no.
It's like a masterclass in problem solving under pressure.
Totally. And it all starts out at the gate for a flight to New York.
Okay.
Anna's all bright-eyed and excited,
Yeah.
Probably a little nervous too, right?
Oh, I can imagine.
First day on the job, and right away she gets hit with, the classic travel dilemma.
Let me guess, someone trying to get on with, one
Yes.
huge
A
bag.
passenger trying to board
Yeah.
with a suitcase that's practically bursting at the seams, way too big.
Yeah, and that actually touches on a really interesting point about the regulations around aviation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there are very specific size limits for carry-on luggage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just about maximizing that overhead bin space.
Yeah.
It's also about safety during an evacuation.
Oh, wow.
So even though Anna's brand new, she's got to enforce those rules.
Right.
Which can be tricky with a passenger who's not happy.
I bet. And she just, I think I'd be tempted to just be like, go talk to the gate agent.
Right, just pass it off.
Yeah, hope for the best. But
Right.
Anna keeps her cool, explains the rules.
Yeah.
Clearly directs the passenger to check the bag.
Wow.
No drama, just solution.
She's a natural.
Right? I'm sensing a pattern here already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She de-escalates the situation. Without creating more tension, in her account, Anna actually reflects on this later.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, and how this kind of set the tone for the whole day.
Is she?
Just a constant stream of little problems that needed, quick thinking and a calm demeanor.
It's funny, as a passenger, we often forget that flight attendants are trained for so much more than just serving drinks and snacks.
Oh, absolutely.
They're literally responsible for
Bar safety.
our safety and well-being in the air.
Yeah, and their training is extensive.
Is it really?
It covers everything you can imagine: first aid, emergency procedures,
Yeah.
conflict resolution, and of course,
The safety demonstration.
those all-important safety demonstrations.
Which, let's be honest, most of us just tune out.
Yeah, pretty much.
But once that plane is up in the air, things seem to settle down for a bit.
Yeah, you think you're in the clear.
Right.
Until, of course, you're not.
Until they don't.
Yeah, it's almost like this ripple effect of just, minor incidents.
Oh, like what?
A forgotten item here. A misplaced belonging there.
Yeah.
A crying baby over there.
Right.
And, these things might just be minor inconveniences on the ground,
Right.
but in that confined space
Yeah.
of an airplane cabin, they feel so much bigger.
I can imagine. The source does such a great job of capturing that feeling of being trapped.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like everyone's anxieties are just amplified
At 30,000 feet.
at 30,000 feet.
Exactly. It's like this little microcosm of society.
Interesting.
You've got all these people
Yeah.
with all their needs and expectations
Mm-hmm.
crammed into this metal tube,
Right.
hurling through the air.
Yeah.
It's just a recipe for stress.
Oh, yeah.
And that's even before you factor in things like turbulence or delays.
Oh, man. Speaking of which, Anna's first encounter with turbulence is a real turning point in her story.
Oh, really? How so? Yeah, it's like this first bout of turbulence kind of becomes like this catalyst,
Oh, yeah.
for Anna's growth.
Like a trial by fire.
Yeah, exactly. It forces her to tap into these skills and these reserves of strength she didn't even know she had.
I bet. And then things escalate even further when a passenger starts panicking, convinced he can't breathe.
Oh, wow. This incident I think is particularly revealing
Is it?
because it touches on the psychological component of air travel.
What do you mean?
Well, you've got that confined space, the lack of control,
Yeah.
the unfamiliar noises. All of these can trigger anxiety
Right.
and even panic attacks in some people.
It makes you realize that flight attendants aren't just there to, serve drinks and snacks.
Right.
They're trained to deal with medical emergencies and emotional distress.
Exactly. It's like they're part therapist,
Oh, yeah.
part first responder,
Wow.
all while navigating this, constantly moving environment.
And notice how Anna responds in this situation.
What does she do?
She doesn't dismiss the passenger's fear.
Right.
doesn't tell him to calm down. She
Yeah.
gives him an oxygen mask and talks to him in a soothing voice.
Wow.
Reassures him that everything is going to be okay.
That's a really powerful
Right.
demonstration of empathy
Yeah.
and active listening.
Mm-hmm.
Two skills that are super essential for anyone
I'll bet.
working in like a customer-facing role,
Right.
regardless of the industry.
Absolutely. And think about like the nonverbal cues involved here. You know,
Yeah.
a gentle touch, a calm expression, maintaining eye contact.
Mhm.
These can be just as important as the words themselves
Oh, for sure.
when you're de-escalating a tense situation.
Absolutely. It's fascinating how much is communicated without words,
I know.
especially in like a high-stress environment.
And of course, this is all happening while the turbulence is getting worse.
Oh, no.
Eventually, it leads to the captain announcing a possible emergency landing.
Oh, my gosh. Talk
Yeah.
about pressure.
I know, right?
Emergency landings are incredibly rare.
Are they really?
Yeah, but flight attendants are rigorously trained.
For this?
Oh, yeah, for these scenarios, they have to follow a strict protocol. Making sure everyone's safe, communicating clearly,
Yeah.
maintaining order amidst potential chaos.
It's remarkable how Anna manages to stay focused and calm.
I know.
Under such extreme circumstances, she's following her training, securing the cabin, preparing for the worst,
Right.
all while trying to manage her own fear.
It's incredible.
It really is. It's a testament to the effectiveness of their training and her own resilience.
And, this is where we see how important it is to not just know the procedures,
Right.
but being able to execute them under pressure.
Totally.
It's one thing to practice in a simulator.
Yeah.
It's totally different when you're actually doing it, when lives are potentially at stake.
Absolutely. And think about like the ripple effect.
Yeah.
Anna's calm demeanor probably had a calming influence on the other passengers,
Oh, for sure.
preventing panic, creating a sense of order
Yeah.
in what could have been a very chaotic situation.
It speaks to the power of leadership,
Mhm.
In a crisis, it's not about having all the answers.
It's about projecting confidence,
Right.
providing clear direction, making sure everyone feels safe.
Yeah.
And thankfully, in this case, the plane lands safely.
Oh, thank goodness. Can you imagine that collective sigh of relief?
Oh, I bet.
That must have swept through that cabin.
Totally.
'Kay.
But even after the plane touches down,
Yeah.
Anna doesn't just clock out.
It doesn't.
No, she's still assisting passengers,
Really?
helping locate a lost bag, tracking down missing documents,
Oh, wow.
even reuniting a little boy with his beloved stuffed animal.
Oh.
This commitment to going above and beyond,
Yeah.
even after such a stressful experience, is truly inspiring.
It is.
It speaks to her dedication to service and her understanding that her role extends beyond just,
Getting people from point A to point B.
Exactly.
It's a powerful reminder that small gestures can have a big impact.
Yes, especially when people are feeling vulnerable or stressed.
And let's not forget, the emotional toll the stay must have taken on Anna.
Oh my gosh, she's probably exhausted.
Oh, yeah. Both physically and mentally. But she pushes through,
He does?
demonstrating this level of resilience.
Mhm.
That's honestly remarkable.
I think a lot of us can relate to that feeling of having to keep it together,
Oh, yeah.
even when we're feeling overwhelmed or burnt out.
Absolutely. And, we don't all face the same kind of life or death situations as flight attendants, but
Yeah.
we all have our own versions of turbulence.
So true. And it makes you wonder, what are some of the transferable skills
Yeah,
that Anna demonstrated that we can apply to our own lives
exactly.
and careers?
Yeah. Well, I think one of the most obvious is problem solving.
Yeah.
Anna encountered all these unexpected challenges throughout the day.
Did.
And she tackled each one with this combination of resourcefulness, quick thinking,
Right.
and just this commitment to finding solutions.
And those problem-solving skills weren't just about logistics.
Right.
They were also about navigating interpersonal dynamics,
Yeah.
calming anxieties, diffusing potentially tense situations.
Yeah.
These are skills that are valuable
In any profession, really.
in any profession.
Yeah.
Another takeaway, I think, is the importance of clear communication.
Oh, for sure.
In a high-stress environment, like an airplane,
Mhm.
clear and concise communication can be the difference between order and chaos.
Totally.
Think about how Anna explained safety procedures,
Mm-hmm.
reassured passengers, even just made announcements
Right.
in a way that was calm and authoritative,
Yes.
but not condescending or dismissive.
It's a reminder that communication isn't just about what you say,
Yeah,
It's how you say it.
totally.
And that's something we can all work on,
Okay.
whether we're giving a presentation at work or having like a difficult conversation with a loved one.
And let's not forget the power of empathy.
Oh, that's so important.
Anna consistently demonstrated an ability to understand
Right.
and respond to the needs and emotions of the people around her,
Yeah.
even when they were behaving irrationally or demanding.
It's a good reminder that even in a fast-paced transactional environment,
Right.
taking the time to connect with people
Yeah.
on a human level can make all the difference.
And ultimately, I think Anna's story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit.
I agree.
She faced challenge after challenge,
She did?
pushing through exhaustion, fear, and uncertainty,
Right.
and emerged from the experience stronger and more confident.
It's a reminder that we all have that capacity for growth.
Yeah.
And that sometimes, the most challenging experiences can teach us the most valuable lessons.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
let's take a moment to appreciate the unseen labor
Mm-hmm.
and often underappreciated skills
Totally.
of flight attendants everywhere.
They deserve all the praise.
Their job is so much more than meets the eye.
It really is.
And their dedication to safety and service is truly remarkable.
Absolutely.
This deep dive into Anna's first flight has really got me thinking about the passenger experience too.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
We often focus on the role of the flight attendants, but what about,
The people they're serving.
the people they're serving?
Yeah.
Right? We tend to just see them as a collective, right?
Mm-hmm.
The boarding group, the people in row 15, the folks in the aisle seats.
Right.
But each person is carrying their own, invisible baggage,
Oh, yeah.
both literally and figuratively.
Literally and figuratively. I love that.
Imagine the range of emotions people might be experiencing on a flight.
Oh, totally.
Excitement for a vacation,
Yeah.
anxiety about a business meeting, sadness over leaving loved ones behind.
Yeah, like maybe that businessman in the suit is rushing to see a sick relative, or
Right.
that young couple is, heading off on their honeymoon.
It really makes you wonder, what's going on beneath the surface.
Yeah, we make judgments based on a fleeting interaction,
Right.
a grumpy expression, or an impatient gesture, but we rarely stop to think about the full context
Yeah.
of someone's journey.
And that lack of awareness, can sometimes lead to misunderstandings and conflict.
Oh, totally.
We might interpret someone's behavior as, rude or inconsiderate,
Mm-hmm.
when in reality, they're just dealing with a stressful situation or some underlying anxiety.
Right.
So what can we do to cultivate more empathy and understanding?
Ooh, that's a good question.
In those situations, especially when we're crammed into this confined space,
Yeah.
sharing the same recycled air for hours on end.
Well, I think it starts with recognizing that, everyone is fighting their own battles, visible and invisible.
true.
The next time you encounter a frustrated passenger,
Yeah.
instead of getting annoyed yourself,
Mm-hmm.
try to pause and consider what might be going on in their life.
Right. Maybe they're terrified of flying, or they've just received some bad news, or they're just exhausted
It's
from a
luggage.
long journey.
A little bit of grace can go a long way
Oh, for sure.
during those moments.
And think about Anna's example.
Okay.
She didn't just see passengers as this mass of demands and complaints.
Right?
She recognized their individuality, responded to their needs with empathy,
Yeah.
and went above and beyond to make their journey a little bit smoother.
Yeah, I love that.
So if you're sitting next to someone who is clearly having a rough day, maybe even losing their cool a bit, would you try to extend a little grace,
That's a good question.
knowing that they might be battling something, that
Right.
we can't see?
It's a challenge, isn't it, to step outside of our own bubble and consider the perspective of others,
Yeah.
especially when we're, stressed or tired ourselves.
Right.
But imagine the transformative power of those small acts of kindness,
Yeah.
those moments of shared humanity.
It doesn't have to be a grand gesture.
No.
A simple smile, a reassuring word,
Mm-hmm.
offering to help with a heavy bag.
Yeah,
It might not solve their problem, but it could make their journey a little bit easier.
for sure.
And who knows, it might even brighten your own day in the process.
Absolutely. There's something deeply fulfilling about connecting with others. Yeah.
Even in those fleeting moments.
I agree.
It's a reminder that we're all in this together,
Yeah.
navigating the turbulence of life one flight at a time.
I love that this deep dive into Anna's first flight has been so much more
Yeah.
than just a story about a day on the job.
It really has.
It's given us insights into the complexities of human interaction, the power of empathy, and the importance of finding calm amidst chaos.
And it's reminded us that even in those seemingly ordinary experiences,
Yeah.
there are extraordinary lessons to be learned
Right.
if we take the time to look beneath the surface.
So the next time you find yourself in like a crowded airport or a
Mm.
stressful situation, just take a moment to breathe.
Yeah,
Remember Anna's story and consider extending a little grace to those around you.
absolutely.
It might just make their day. And who knows, you might even learn a thing or two about yourself in the process.
I love that.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll catch you next time.